Hey guys, Concepto here with TriloG Studios, and today we have another Gunpla review, and we're looking at the high RM, which is high resolution model God Gundam. In here we have the box. This was made in 2019. It is highly priced. I got it on sale. I was a little bit hesitant because the price was so high at the start, but when it went on sale, I was like, this is my time to pick it up. And all I'm gonna say is, yes, the kit can kick that high. You can actually do that and stand on its own. First, let's take a look at the manual. As you can see, the manual isn't that large. It's about the same size like a high grade. So here's your parts page, some examples, and yeah, this looks kind of different, doesn't it? So this is how the high resolution does like their pages here. They have like the kit shown and the pieces. For me, this wasn't too bad, but at the same time, the reason the manual isn't that large is because this part here is already pre-built for you. But you're essentially just making the armor and putting it on. Go ahead and just flip through some of the pages here. They're all essentially the same, nothing too crazy. I don't think we have any colored art inside of it. And the legs part, you can see you do the one side here, the one side over there, and then we have the placement stickers and all that kind of stuff, and additional stuff in the back. As far as what we get in the kit, we have this sticker sheet here. Now, as you can tell, it's on like a tan kind of background, so it's quite different. As you can see how glossy it is. Since it's this glossy, I think it was going to show up on the pieces a little bit like too thick. I was thinking about using these pieces right here and not using any of these ones. That square around these particular stickers up here, I think was going to show up. I wasn't really feeling that, so I wanted to go ahead and wait until I got a decal sheet for it. And here is that decal sheet I was talking about. I'm generally not 100% a true fan of Simp, but they always come through with getting like the specialized decals. This is gonna be like a Simp decal review, but I don't really like using like their warning decals or any kind of like any of these. Like these ones right here I wouldn't ever use, but I'll use all their specialized ones. I think we'll go with that. And with these are kind of the best ones I'm gonna be pretty much be able to get, unless I want to use the stickers. The stickers are definitely more clear. Let's go ahead and take a closer look. If you look at the decals, the decal just doesn't come close to the clarity of the sticker, but at the same time, this is a decal for sticker. It's really what you want to go with, kind of choose your own poison at that point in time. I might play around with the sticker first. If the sticker ends up looking good, then I might even save this for later, but we'll see. One of the coolest parts we get are these effect parts. Look at that. I'm not a fan of energy weapons on Gunpla. I always just tend to go without them since you can't really paint them, but these look awesome. Just look at that splash effect on the bottom. Just it just seems like just the energy is pouring out, and then it goes into like this katana shape. It does have that curve. You get two of these already, and that's how that looks at the handle. This part, I actually have this painted, so that's why it looks the way it does, and I have some gloss over that. As for the extra parts, you get these extra energy hands. I've seen a lot of people paint these just a different kind of orange and add some shading to it. I might actually do that. I wasn't really sure. And you also get these extra hand parts here. These are just for your different styles if you want to do like the different finger styles, just to show off different kind of poses. All the pieces I'm showing you are actually painted, so these aren't the colors they actually come in. It's not too far off though. And the coolest thing about this kit are these little rubber parts. So this is just another copy of this. As you can see, once I do that, you'll start to see all of the little pieces there. And where you apply these is actually on the bottom of the shoe. So it creates like this little rubber sole. And I think that's really awesome. I think this is probably one of the only kits that actually has that, since it's supposed to be like some kind of martial arts shoe. Martial arts mecha. Alrighty guys, and here is my God Gundam. I have him posed in this kind of almost making Kamehameha pose with nothing there. He looks like he's just about to clap for you. Now this one is painted. I stayed to the true colors. I went with the Mr. Hobby GX lineup. The blue ended up being a little bit kind of brighter than I wanted it to be, but it actually worked out for the God Gundam. My first thought was going to go flat coat, because I kind of love flat coats on Gunpla, but like this God Gundam has so many curves to it that I was like, the gloss just, as you can see here with the camera and the light, the gloss just wraps around it so perfectly. So I was like, I'm definitely keeping this guy gloss. I might even try to make it even shinier than what it is right now, because that back part is really shiny too. Look how that kind of sparkles. And I think God Gundam is just supposed to be just a different type of feeling Gunpla, because yeah, he is like kind of a, I guess you could say a militaristic Gundam, but at the same time, it's a weird fantasy world when it comes to G Gundam. So as we discussed before, this is a high RM. What makes this different than a master grade? because they are fairly the similar size, is a little bit different. Like they have a different artistic style to it. This compared to like the high grade God Gundam just looks just incredible. Like you can even compare like the Wing Zeros to the normal, even the Vertile Wing Zeros, and they don't match at all. They're just like on a whole different kind of level. As far as what this guy can pull off, I'm not going to do too many poses with him because he is painted. Front skirting that's connecting to his thighs is causing a little bit of paint scratches, but again, I'm going to go ahead and go over all this again with a lot of gloss. I have his chest piece open. Let's take a look at that. This right here is just like one of those little stickers. It's almost like, it reminds me of those little bead stickers you used to get as a child to put on things, but it had a little graphic on it. You only get the one, and once you put it on, there is no taking that off unless you want to mess it up. Painted all this before I applied that, of course. And speaking of painting, guys, this was a little bit different than painting a normal master grade, simply because it was like a action figure first, and then you had to apply all the armor. And sometimes getting the color separation on the action figure portion was a little bit difficult, so I had to use a lot of masking tape. For me, honestly, I would say don't build this kit first. If you're going to go to normal colors, just kind of leave it apart, and if you plan on painting it, just paint it the parts as they are, because the color separation is really great. I didn't do any color correction on this at all, and it just turns out, in my opinion, it's perfect. I didn't add any scribe marks to it. This is just literally everything that it comes with. The articulation again is really awesome. You have the different kind of hands. You have like this thumb that has multiple joints in the thumb, as you can see right here. That's really cool. You have the arm gauntlet right here. You can go ahead and kind of bend this to go over the hand. That's a little awesome. These parts move a little bit, and the thumb part does. And I believe these claws kind of come up, well, just like that. And of course, I have the backpack opened up to have that rainbow there. I think that's awesome. At first, I was looking at it like, I don't think I like that, but it being on the kit just looks phenomenal. I'm never going to take this thing out, you know, and present it in its flight form. It does have that. The actual katana handles right here can actually be stored on his sides. I personally didn't store them just yet because they're painted and I didn't want to scratch them up. In this kit, you're going to get this box, this extra box on the inside, and this is where the model is actually contained. This is like the action figure, I should say. I can call it there. It's like the action figure that comes with it, and this is where you can apply all of the armor to it. I think God Gundam was actually one of the best choices they could have done for a high resolution model. They can probably hit all the the G Gundam figures. The Master Gundam would be really cool because having that super strong inner frame is just better, so you can hit all those cool martial arts and crazy stances, something like this. And just imagine like him facing off against Master Gundam. I guess when it comes down to it, is it worth its price? For someone like me, even at the sale price, it was still a little bit rough. I may have preferred, I don't know, like I can get a master grade around the same size. You know, I can do more with the master grade and it costs less, but of course this is just a whole different type of kit, and maybe I wasn't the direct audience for it. There are some other high-res kits out there that just aren't that good, so I will kind of avoid those at least. Let's go ahead and do a size comparison. So this is my Zephyranthus. He's like your normal basic size. Man, he's just outclassed. He looks kind of just like, why did you put me here next to this guy? Again, mine is painted. Even with that said, with this kit straight out the box, it comes with this super high gloss, high quality, really stiff plastic. Alrighty, so we have some of the runners here, and just take a looking at this one right here. You can see how gloss that is, and it is pretty stiff. See if I can, as you can tell, like that's how you see how that snapped. Obviously none of the pieces are going to break like this, but I'm just showing you like the difference between the normal plastic and the high resolution plastic. So they're a little bit harder to cut off the runners. I just want to go over quickly, you know, like who is this for? I think if you like God Gundam, this is definitely a grab. You want to have this in your collection, especially if you like G Gundam as a whole. Hopefully one day they do make a master Gundam that goes with this. This is for the person who can afford it. So if I were to give this a tier, I would have to compare it to others in its lineup and not necessarily to like your normal Gunpla. So this is the God tier of the high resolution lineup, because I have built the Wing Zero one, but out of the high resolution line, this is the absolute best one. But you can go ahead and ask anyone who's built these guys, or even check out any other channels here. They will say the same thing. This is the one to get if you're going to enter that lineup. Now, is this for the painter? I mean, sure, you know, painters can kind of add their own flair to it, But in my opinion, if you're going to be paying such a high dollar amount just to paint over the type of plastic you're paying for, it kind of defeats it in a way that, like, you know, I obviously painted it and I like how it looks right now. You know, I could have bought something like a Faz Verka at a lower price and had some room left over to buy some extra paints, and that's a massive kit, and it comes with so much to it. And this is just a lot less, and the plastic's kind of different, so I'm not really sure how it would work with cements and adding parts to it. I'm sure you've seen a lot of guys do it already, but I think this comes with enough detail as it is. And like, the plastic is really hard, so if you start biting into it, you might cause micro cracks really easily in the plastic. I think this is almost more so for the person who just plans on opening it up, putting it together, and putting it on their shelf. I'm very saddened that this came with stickers and the other high resolution models came with water-slide decals, but I think they understood their market person. Like I just said, it's not really for the painter, it's for the person who just wants to open up the box and throw it on their shelf. So stickers is a little bit more friendly to that kind of person. They just want to go ahead, throw the stickers on there, throw it on the shelf. The stickers are going to look fine because they're like super high gloss stickers. They're a different type, and even more so because there's a group of guys that I know who love Gunpla, but they don't want to build them. This makes it a little bit easier because there's not much to build to it. You don't have to build the inner frame, and usually the inner frame is the most tricky part of any Gunpla build, and adding the armor is just kind of like the finishing touches. So you're just jumping to the finishing touches and then adding the stickers and all that stuff to it. Alright guys, so I gave this a God tier for God Gundam. Just makes sense, right? If you agree with me, go ahead and let me know in the comments down below. If you disagree, go ahead and do that as well. Let me know if you built this kit, how you feel about it. Alright guys, be sure to like the video if you liked it. If you disliked it, there's a button for that too. And of course, subscribe and hit that notification bell to get notified when we upload our next video. And of course, if you're still in the video, go ahead and check the links in the description down below to check out our website. And of course, check out our social media pages. Make sure to follow us there. Say what's up, comment, all that stuff. Let's have a good time. Let's grow a community, and we'll see you again later. Peace out.